Welcome, welcome, welcome to another broadcast. I am Nichelle, the Startup CEO, helping you to start, market, grow, and profit in your own enterprise as the CEO. If you helping you to take that side hustle and turn it into your main hustle so you can start doing the things that God has blessed you to do. That is sharing your gifts with the world, whatever they may be. You're utilizing those gifts, taking those gifts to recycle them and utilize them to build an impact, build a life, a sustainable life, long-term life of financial security and wealth in your life. Okay, so we are going to talk about, there's so much to talk about today. I kind of debated about doing this broadcast today on what I'm doing it on. In fact, I may go back and talk about that later, but I wanted to get into today's message, and I wanted to share with you as a business how to recession proof your business in this economy. A lot of people have been hit by so many different things, whether it's business closure, whether it's having to lay off staff, whether it's just so many things that have encumbered business owners in today's environment. And I'm thankful and I'm blessed that we have not been affected by those means, that we've still been able to be a producing business, as well as still paying the people that work within our organization to complete tasks. I know that people were seeking like PPP and the EIDL. Those things are still available to be received. As far as I know, I have not heard anybody not getting it, and money is still available. You had to have your application in there early, even if you got it in there early. We got ours in there March 31st, and when it finally got their approval, it still takes time for all of that. So we must be mindful that in this time, patience, never ever before in your business, in your life, that you did not exercise patience today. Now is a perfect time to start doing that. So I still talk to a lot of business owners that don't even know what the PPP is, and that's the Paycheck Protection Program. I still talk with a lot of people that don't understand or know about anything that's available to them, and they have not yet applied. Now, I ask you to caution it, because I'm talking about recession proofing your business today. I'm going to throw out a nugget of saying, think caution when you are getting these loans. Number one, a PPP, it is a loan, but it does have the opportunity to turn into a grant if it's utilized for what the government deems necessary. One of the things was interest on your rent or your mortgage or whatever you're paying for, wherever your business is, paying staff to keep staff employed. There's so many caveats and nuances to the PPP you need to be mindful of, because it is a loan. So I want to make sure that you're aware of that, because like I said, as a business consultant, I'm talking to people daily that have not applied for it, don't know what it is. And I just don't want you to be baffled out there getting a loan and thinking that it's a grant. You don't have to pay it back. Grants, you don't have to pay back. Loans, you do. Okay. And that may seem simple and easy, but people, they just don't know, especially first time business owners. They are not familiar with all the protocols that are attached to it. Now, the SBA has been around quite some time, and it's an excellent resource, especially if you are limited on funds, to learn about how to operate a functional and profitable business. I always recommend people start there first. You can start one place, but the thing about business is that you got to keep going and growing, because if you don't keep going and growing, then you're going to be stuck and left. Okay, bottom line. But having a business is not easy, and it's not for the faint at heart. And so as a business consultant, when I'm always talking to new business owners, I make them aware you got to go full stream with it. Even if you're starting part-time, you must know that business, in order to be successful and profitable and have longevity in it, that is not an overnight success thing. Some people, it does happen for them like that. I don't know many people have, because most people I know started day one 30, 20 years ago, sometimes 10, sometimes 5, and they're still climbing the ladder of success. The thing is that we have to be ready when our time comes. And when your time comes, if you're not ready or positioned to be ready, then it's going to be really hard for you to adjust, readjust, and shift. And in today's economy, you gotta know how to shift. I mean, running multiple businesses myself, I get overwhelmed. I've had to hire additional people to help me through the process, because one thing that you don't want to do is be in a business and hey, Teach for Christ, how you doing? Be in a business and cannot produce or be effective at what you're doing. So, in recession proofing your business, a couple of things that I think you need to be mindful. And if you have any questions, because I'm broadcasting from multiple streams, I think I'm scheduling for one, but I'm on one stream. But if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. You can catch me on YouTube. If you don't see me here all the time, I have a lot of resources available on YouTube at the Startup CEO Lifestyle TV. Link is in the bio. You can get that. I'm also on Instagram daily, giving business information, tips, resources at Nichelle Womack. And then on my consulting page is Diversified Connections Consulting, which is on Facebook. So I'm somewhere. I'm showing up somewhere every day. And I just decided that I need to start multicasting, because I have audiences in different areas, LinkedIn, Facebook, and here and all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to be everywhere, and this tool has allowed me to be everywhere. Someone shared this with me probably about 6 months ago, and I never really used it. I was just still doing individual broadcasts and was overwhelmed. When you are busy in life, life takes over, and then again, there's so many things going on in life right now. You got to use your time wisely, and as a business owner, I'm learning to appropriate my time wisely, because we get overwhelmed. Yes. So let's get down to business. If this is your first time here, do not let it be your last. Make sure you click that subscribe button, or you click that like button. Make sure you share this information. Hey, Monique, how you doing? What's going on? Welcome to today's broadcast. If you're first time here, make sure you come back. Make sure you subscribe, become a part of the CEO family, because we have fun. We provide information, tips, strategies, and success tools for you to elevate to your next level. You can also connect with me at the People Connect podcast. It's on YouTube. It's also in the link in the bio, where you can go up there and you can listen to over 150 broadcasts of business, life, inspiration, motivation that I have shared with my audience over 3 years of having the People Connect podcast. So I thank each and every one of you for being supportive of each broadcast. And if you're connected with me in other places, I truly thank you for being a part of the CEO family. You are family. I've been saying from day one, I don't like followers. You all know that. I don't even know what a follower is, because see, look, I don't think I'm that important. I want you to follow Christ. Jesus. Okay, that's who I want you to follow. I want you to be friends with me, subscribe to me, link yourself to me. That's what I want you to do. I don't do all that following stuff. I ain't like that. I ain't about all that. I ain't that. Look, that's not my pay scale. That's Jesus' pay scale. And so follow him, but connect with me. All right. So let's go ahead and get down to business. 7 ways to recession proof your business. And when I share information with you, I promise you, I'm doing it myself too. I've been in business 28 years. I'm not new to this. I'm true to it. I speak truth. I know what I'm talking about. I have the education behind it, the experience, and all of that. But I never share things with people that I haven't done myself, or either looked into it and researched it. Why? Because I don't want to be sharing something I ain't done. Because look, okay, you want to make sure of that whenever you're doing it. So number one, what I've had to do in this new day and time, and I forgot to hook up my give me one second. I forgot to hook up my Blue Yeti over here to make sure that I got my phone charged up too, because for some reason or another, I've been using my phone so much, I have drained the battery down. So hopefully you can hear me nice and clear. You can hear me nice and clear right now. So let's get down to business, as I mentioned again. 7 ways to recession proof your business. Number 1, you want to seek loopholes. And what do I mean by seeking loopholes in your business? In your business, I promise you something is not tight. And what do I mean by it's not tight? It's a seepage of something that's going on. And it could be a seepage of you losing money. It could be a seepage of you not making money. Hey, son, if you want, hey, what's going on, Pops? You're freezing. Periscope does that. I have no idea why. This will be on YouTube as well. So feel free to connect over there and subscribe to the channel. I don't know why it freezes over here, Pops. I have no idea. It does that on my phone and it does that on my computer system. So I have no idea why, but hopefully you can hear me. Everybody can hear me. Hope you can. So you have some loopholes that are holes there that you need to correct. And how do you correct them? You're going to have to sit down and you're going to have to see what is costing you money and what is not making you any money. Loud and clear. All righty. Hey. You're going to have to see what's costing you money and what's not making you any money. Because if you don't do those two things, your business will not be recession proof. I say all the time, and that you cannot be in business and not do the things that are necessary to keep you in business. See, a lot of people go into business, but they don't stay in business. And why don't they stay in business? Because they don't look at the whole picture. Social media feeds us some nonsense. And the nonsense it feeds us is that business is easy. It's not. I failed plenty of times in 28 years as a business owner. I've had to get myself up, dust my shoulders off, and keep on going. Every now and then I've had to cry. Real talk. I've had to cry. And I've had to cry because I was hard-headed. And how are you hard-headed? When you know you need help and you don't get help, whose fault is that if your business fails? When I am coaching people about business, I'm very passionate about everything that I do. But when I'm coaching people about business and I ask them questions and they can't answer them, and you've been going on in business this long and you still have not gotten help, sometimes we have to really spank ourselves. Sometimes we deserve a spanking because we're not doing the necessary things that we are capable of doing because we're waiting on approval from somebody else. So recession proofing your business by seeking those loopholes that are there, that are costing you money, that are preventing you from making more money, then you're going to still be where you are after COVID-19. All right. So find those things that can help make you more money and find those things that are costing you money. An example for me, that's something that costs me money. I was subscribed to some things that really were not helping me grow. And throughout last year and this year, I'm still working on that PhD. So it's costing me money to keep doing that, working on this dissertation, have to redo it over and over again and all that kind of stuff. But I still invested in myself outside of getting a PhD. Last year, when I was in the process of doing my taxes, I spent $10,000 educating myself. And that wasn't just for me. That was for my people that I help in business. You can't teach somebody else something if you don't know. And so when you learn the process of what you need to do to make yourself better, you make everybody else better. And not only that, you increase your opportunities. Whether it's sitting in a classroom, whether it's seeking coaching, mentoring, sponsorship, whatever it is, you got to look at what can I do to increase my net worth. So let me move on to number 2, because I can go on and on about how these loopholes and these dividers that keep us distracted from our purpose. Y'all know I'll start preaching here in a minute, so I got to stay focused on that, because I get deep down in the road of my preaching aspects coming out of me. But anyway, number 2. Invest in small things. What are small things? Some free resources that you can utilize to help you in your business. Now, everything in your business can't be free. It ain't gonna work, because all of it ain't gonna work for your business. Now, if you are just starting out, because I typically help startup CEOs get business, I help people that are in transition from entrepreneurship, from corporate America to entrepreneurship, helping them to get their business started off the ground and running. That takes commitment. Right now, I've been my busiest during this time of the year because people have lost jobs. And so they're looking for other things. But I tell you what, in the transition of people losing their jobs right now, so many people don't know how to work for themselves. Why? Because they're so used to working for somebody else. It's hard to transition from corporate America into entrepreneurship. Why? Because you're used to punching somebody else's clock. Why? Because you're used to being told when you can go to work. You're used to being told when you can take off. You're used to being told when you can take a lunch break. People are used to that.
So when they say, I want to start a business, Nichelle, I'm like, okay. First of all, I'm giving you a series of questions, and we're going to go break down those questions, and we're going to talk about this. We're going to get into detail. And why? Because it's important to let you know that this ain't just something to just do while you on hiatus from your job. It's not. You have to make a commitment. Either you're going to be in business, you're going to have a hobby, or you're not going to do business. Because see, a hobby can be translated to a business. I know plenty of people that bake cakes, and now they are, successful business owners as a cake decorator or a baker. But you got to make that decision. Is this going to be a hobby, or is it going to be a business? So when you invest in small things in your business, number two, how to recession proof your business, then you will see those small things will help you build to bigger and greater things. Mindset. We talk about that all the time at the Startup CEO Business Club. And if you don't know anything about that, click the link in the bio and become a member of the Startup CEO Business Club. Right now, it's totally inexpensive. Because I'm trying to accommodate people who are transitioning. Because as I mentioned, as the business consultant, I help people transition from corporate America into entrepreneurship. And it's not easy. So I understand you lost your job. So I'm working with people in that capacity to help them get started by offering you some scholarships to do and be a part of that. So investing in small things, it increases your ability to modify, to market, to transition, to build, to develop, and even to cross over if you need to. See, a lot of us, you have skills that you're already utilizing. You're really focused on pushing in your skincare line. If you're focusing on pushing on that skincare line, then you need to do the things that are necessary to help you do that. And a lot of times those necessary things start from you starting over. I talk to people who have been in business. They've started a business, quit that business, started another one, quit another one business. But if you're dedicated to something, starting that skincare line, you need to go back to the basics. And the basics will begin with, why are you starting that skincare line? What is the purpose? I talk to a lot of people. They're telling me, I'm starting a business because so-and-so did it. That's not going to help you. You got to start a business. You have to want to start a business because you're passionate about it. You have to want to start a business because you want to build a legacy, not only for you, but those that come after you. See, this business thing, this ain't no simple process. And that's why when I'm talking to people, I have to feel you. I got to feel, because I don't work with everybody. The thing about being a boss, your own boss, a CEO, is that you choose who you want to work with. And some people's minds not ready and set up for working for themselves yet. I stressed that earlier. They still want to get up when they want to. They still want to do things and respond to things when they want to. You can't do that. When you work for yourself, you have to be responsible. Your boss is not there to tell you when you have to do something. So we have to appropriate our minds and invest in small things to help us move and transition through and to where we're trying to go. And focus, as you mentioned, Monique, focus is so important, because a lack of focus causes distraction. And when you are distracted, you can't focus on your purpose. Yes, God. Number 3, automate, but communicate. See, right now, a lot of people are sending out these, and I truly believe in email, because I try to stay connected with people on my email list. Communication. Yesterday, a lady asked me, she said, I really have been trying to grow my Instagram page, and I'm still stuck at, I think she said like 800 to 1,000 followers. She said, I don't like those followers, but she said, I'm stuck at 800 to 1,000. Now, I'm not a social media geek or specialist or anything along those lines, but my comment to her was, but what are you doing? Why do you think you're stuck at 800 to 1,000 followers? And she said, I don't know. I put good content out there, and it just, people are not really grasping it. So I went to her page, because I do social audits. And when I do social audits, the social audits basically kind of see what you could do better and how you can create what you're seeking to create within your business. Okay. That's basically it. And when I went to her page, I'm like, okay, You got all these posts here. Now, true enough, social media is built on a lot of analytics, and you really have to become a great SEO component, learn search engine optimization and keywords and taglines and hashtags and all that kind of stuff. So when I went to her page, I mean, she just had these pictures here, no call to action, no comments, nothing or anything on those sides. And I said, so how do you engage with your people? She said, I don't. So I'm going back to automate, but communicate. In this revision, how to recession proof your business, you got to get out of your comfort zone. And getting out of your comfort zone is going to require you, as a business owner or somebody thinking about starting one, is to communicate with people. People don't know what you do unless you tell them. People don't know what you're talking about unless you share with them. But first, you got to see, why do they need what you have? And if you're not sharing it with them, you will never know how you can help them. And so don't just automate stuff by sending stuff out. Go onto people's page, like their posts, communicate with them. How are you today? What's going on in your world? Things like that. We got to get more social and learn how to communicate. There's nothing wrong with being an introvert. I'm clearly not one. I'm clearly extroverted. I do have some introverted ways that I find sometimes I just don't feel like being bothered. And that's okay. So you could be 50-50. I think I'm 50-50. Some days I just don't feel like being bothered, but I do try my best to communicate with people, especially people who I know are really consistent with me. If they're consistent with me, I'm going to definitely be consistent with you. Now, you do have a lot of watchers, because I was just even actually auditing my own page on Instagram. I got over 4,500 people that are connected with me. And I'm like, I don't even know who the heck these 4,500 people are. You're going to have people that are attached to you because they like you. You're going to have people that are subscribed to you or follow you or friend you or whatever because they're nosy. You're going to have people that come to you for one reason or another. But in between all those people, I can clearly say, out of that 4,500 people, some of them are from my Facebook people that come over there. I don't know why they're there, because it says business page, but they're there. They're there for one reason or another. I have no idea. But you got to communicate with those people. Out of that 4,500, I can probably say maybe 100 to maybe 200 I'm connected with. Over here, I probably am connected with maybe 50 to 75 people that I know. Like, I always see Pops, Pops connected with me on Twitter, so we respond to each other, not just outside this platform too. And so when you're building relationships, when you're automating, that communication other places helps build your business. So don't just think about automation. Automation is amazing. It really is, because it can really get you through some doors that you probably wouldn't get through if you didn't automate. But that communication, that's the one that's going to pay your bills. That's the one that's going to be consistent over and over and over again. And so keep in mind that automation is important, but communication is so much more impactful and powerful for you to be a business owner and to grow your business. Number 4, when you're talking about recession proofing your business, think about revising your business plan. Think about the goals that you set when you first started. As I was just stating to Monique, you got to look beyond. Thank you. You got to look beyond where you were. You got to look to where you're going. And when you're revising your business plan, when you're revising your goals, I promise you there are going to be some things that are in there that you used to do that you can't do now. I got my MBA in 1992. I graduated, in 94, I got my MBA in 94. When I got my MBA in 94, social media did not exist. Social media wasn't even a conversation. In order to get business, it was based upon who you knew and, your print as far as newspaper. We did newspaper, all that kind of stuff, communication, door knocking, all that kind of stuff. Right now in my real estate business, we've gone back to basics. Before this happened, we were knocking on doors. Now we're kind of back to the basics of getting on the phone and calling people in my real estate business. Because why? Things have changed. Things are not the way they were, especially if you had been in business for a while when you started your business. And to be honest with you, it ain't like it was when you started your business, because things change daily. Social media changes every day. Mark Zuckerberg now has on Facebook where you could create rooms, where you can do a room of a Zoom. And that wasn't there when I first got on Facebook. I think it was 2016 or whatever, 2011, somewhere around there. When I started YouTube, I was just on YouTube posting things, just to be posting stuff. Mostly of my children playing basketball and all that kind of stuff. But now YouTube is actually a business. It was a business then too, but I just didn't see it that way. YouTube is actually a business. You have people that are creating money on YouTube by having a YouTube channel. On Instagram, creating money being a social influencer. Facebook, I mean, all these different mediums, Twitter, were not around, Periscope, when you first started, and things consistently change. So if you're not changing with them, then you're behind. And my point is that when you're revising your business plan, you're going to have to include social media in there now. When you're setting your goals, how many times do you plan to show up somewhere? Because like I said, I may not be here on one platform every day, but I'm somewhere. I'm always on Instagram daily. Every day I have a post on there. Sometimes I have two, sometimes I have three. It just depends on how I feel that day and how busy I am. Okay. On Facebook, I'm there every day. Diversified Connections Consulting, my consulting page there. Every day I'm there. You got to show up somewhere every day. Now it's a headache, and that's why I'm multicasting right now, because you just can't. You're only one person, and even though I have people on my team that work with me, they're doing their own stuff because we're a team, and then we come together to bridge the gap. So revising your goals, revising your business plan, you got to do that if you want to recession-proof your business, especially moving forward, because see, a lot of businesses are going to be in recession if they're not already there when COVID leaves. And when you're starting your business, a lot of people are like, is this a good time to start a business? Is this a good time to start a business? Yeah, it's a great time to start a business. Why? Especially if you lost your job. It's a great time to start a business because really all those skills that you used before, manifest them now. Build upon them. This is going to help you eat moving forward. It's a great time to start. It's never a bad time to start a business. Why? Because you're working for you. It's your dream, your goal. Never a bad time. People asking, is it a good time to get married? If you have not checked me out at Love Thy Marriage on Instagram, go there too. That's my relationship business. Never talk about that, but I have that over there as well. Is it a good time to get married? Can you afford to get married? Is it all about the wedding? Or is it about the love, the relationship, all kind of stuff? Revision. We must consistently go through revision every day. And that revision will allow us to expand, to grow, to build, and to develop. Number 5, co-market, co-brand with complementary businesses. You have heard me say this from day one. And if you are a part of the Startup CEO Business Club, we talk about this on a regular basis. Co-marketing, co-branding, collaboration. So many people, and I'm only going to speak in regards to myself in the African American community, we are so worried about people stealing our ideas. We're so worried about people talking about us, what they may say, and all that kind of stuff. It's hard being a quote unquote Black business. Why? Because you don't get the support of your own people for the most part. They talk about you. You think they're going to steal your stuff and all that kind of stuff. It's a whole gamut. That's a whole nother conversation. But the part that I want you to listen to and understand, co-market, co-brand, and with complementary businesses. How does this help you, especially as a new business owner? As a new business owner, if you're partnering with someone who does what you do, or complementary to what you do, then that allows both of you all to grow and expand together and tap into each other's market. Okay. So we got to stop thinking about being small. I don't even like the term small business. Why? Because I visualize big all the time. I may not be there yet, but building, you will grow to big. So small is not always good, because when you small, people keep you in that category. They keep you and refer to you as small. When Amazon first started, Jeff Bezos, when he first started that, he was a small business in his garage, but he didn't think that way because he had vision of growing bigger. And now he is a zillionaire, a trillionaire, categorized billionaire, soon to be whatever, but he is monopolizing the market. Why? Because his vision was not just to do books. It was to expand the market, to dominate the market, to be the go-to for everything. Now he's into pharmacy. He's getting into all so many different things, especially even with COVID expressing. I mean, just so many different things. As long as you keep thinking small, you're going to stay small where you're thinking expansion, development, growth, where you plan to be, not today, but where you gonna be tomorrow. I like to speak in the affirmative. I like to speak of tomorrow. I like to speak of being proactive. And when you co-market, co-brand with complementary businesses, all that does is expand. Okay. So complementary would be, I personally have just done a partnership with a law firm agency that I'm helping new business owners get started with the legal help that they need. Because everybody will tell you to go out there and start your business. You could do everything by yourself. Start your LLC, all that kind of stuff. You literally can do everything by yourself. But sometimes people start things and their T's are not crossed, their S's are not correct, all that kind of stuff. And in the long run, that can get you in trouble. Not only that, it cannot have your business not be solidified. And so doing things correct from day one prevent problems tomorrow. And as I stated, being in business 28 years, I've been a partner of failure. And when I learned that I couldn't always take the cheap route, is when I learned how to be a business owner for real. Because see, there's a difference between an entrepreneur and there's a difference between a business owner. I don't know how long I'm on here, but I'm trying to break it down for you real quick. But there's a difference. And when you know the difference, you can practice those things the way a real business does. So everybody got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. But the thing is to move forward and to grow. Number 6, build arms within your current structure. What do I mean by that? Your current structure, whatever it is, there are arms to it. As I mentioned, my it wasn't my first business, but the business I first started, which I literally considered a business, was my real estate business. And so in my real estate business, I had to create arms in order to be productive and successful and to grow. And so the latest arm that we've added to that is our credit score increase program. So not only are we teaching people how to become investors, how to become homeowners, how to sell their home and get the greatest return on their investment, we're teaching them how to utilize their credit for leverage. And I've been a recipient of extremely bad credit, bankruptcy, all that kind of stuff. So when I know that credit is leverage, cash is still king, but you can get further if you got both. That right there motivates people to not only better their life. So when we're looking at the Startup CEO Business Club, we have so many different arms within that. We're teaching people how to start their business, how to grow their business, how to market their business, how to profit their business. That's 4 arms of the Startup CEO Business Club. Again, if you want to know more about that, you can DM me on Instagram at Nichelle Womack, and there is a link up there in the bio as well. And so those things right there, building arms to your business really does give you leverage, because when that one arm is not long enough, when that one arm is not long enough, then you got another one to help funnel in to recover where the other arm is short. And so when the real estate market is slow, because we have them dips and dives and hills and mountains that we have to climb, just like any other business. When you're shifting, when when that market is slow, then what we're doing that in the process of while we're still doing the real estate, but the other arm picks up. And so think about your business, Monique, with you being in cosmetics, developing a cosmetic business. What other arm do you think that you can utilize to branch off into? Obviously you're in a beauty industry. So, you want to make sure that being in the beauty industry, that there are always arms to piggyback off of that. So that's why I want you to think about that. Build arms within your current structure and add additional products and services. Number 7, last one, I finally made it because I think I'm like 30 minutes here. Didn't want to be that long, but I'm here today. If you are not connected with me, I'm on Instagram at Nichelle Womack. I also am on YouTube at the Startup CEO Lifestyle TV. Go over there and make sure you subscribe. Catch all the goodness that I've dropped over there, nuggets, charms, whatever you want. The People Connect podcast is all over there as well, with over 150 broadcasts sharing with you business, inspiration, motivation to help push you out of your comfort zone and into the gifts that God has blessed you with. Also, the link is up in the bio. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you connect wherever you are. I want to be connected with you. Last one, number 7, and there's plenty more that I have, just don't have time to do it all. But number 7, leverage. Leverage, leverage, leverage. I just talked about that. What is leverage? Leverage gives you the opportunity to move up. Okay. Whether you work in a job, whether you own your business and your family, whatever, we should always think about leverage. Leverage is expansion. Leverage builds community. Leverage builds income. And so when you learn to leverage the skills that you currently have, you put yourself in a better position to market. You put yourself in a better position to dominate who you are. Yeah, you do. Any questions? Anybody have any questions? Any other questions? I thank you all so much for being here. If this information has helped you by any means, why don't you share it? Sharing is caring. Share this, connect, and become a part of the family. If you got any specific questions that I can answer, go over and connect with me on Instagram at Nichelle Womack. Send me a DM and we'll go from there. I pray that this message blesses you. I pray that it enables you to think beyond where you currently are and make sure you recession proof your business so you can grow, so you can build, and so you can dominate. I'm Nichelle. Thanks everybody for being here. Blessings and peace unto you until next time, and may everything you touch may it turn to gold. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.